Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs wobble like they belong to someone else? That moment when you realize the powerful legs that once carried you confidently through life now feel like strangers attached to your body. What if I told you that in just 12 hours, you could wake up with legs that remember their strength? What if the solution isn't hiding in some expensive supplement or complicated exercise routine, but sitting right there in your kitchen, waiting to be discovered? Right now, millions of seniors are losing their independence one shaky step at a time, believing that weak legs are just another inevitable part of aging. But recent groundbreaking research has shattered this myth completely. Scientists have discovered that what we've been calling age-related muscle decline isn't really about age at all. It's about something far more fixable, something that happens at the cellular level every single day, and something you can reverse starting tonight. The truth is, your muscles haven't given up on you. They're just disconnected, malnourished, and inflamed. They're sending distress signals that your body has forgotten how to hear. But when you understand the 4 critical biological pathways that control leg strength, when you learn how to activate them with specific foods consumed at precise times, everything changes. Your legs don't just get stronger, they get powerful. Again, before we dive deep into this life-changing information, I need you to do something important. If you're tired of feeling unsteady, if you're ready to reclaim the confidence that comes with strong legs, hit that like button right now. This tells YouTube that this information matters, that seniors deserve to know these secrets. And make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell, because what I'm about to share with you is just the beginning of a complete transformation in how we understand senior health and vitality. Let me start by destroying the biggest lie you've been told about aging. You've been conditioned to believe that after 60, muscle loss is inevitable. That weakness is your new normal. That dependence is just around the corner. This is absolutely false. The real culprit behind declining leg strength isn't the number of candles on your birthday cake. It's chronic cellular malnutrition happening inside your muscle fibers right now. Your muscles are starving for specific nutrients that trigger growth and repair. They're drowning in low-grade inflammation that blocks recovery signals. Your circadian rhythms, the internal clocks that tell your body when to build muscle, have been scrambled by decades of poor meal timing. Most critically, the neural pathways that connect your brain to your leg muscles have been weakening. Not because of age, but because of neglect. Here's what's really happening inside your body. Every muscle fiber in your legs contains thousands of tiny powerhouses called mitochondria. These cellular engines convert the food you eat into pure energy. But when they're starved of the right nutrients, when they're poisoned by inflammation, when they're confused by irregular meal patterns, they start shutting down. Your muscles don't disappear, they just go to sleep. The neural connections between your brain and your legs work like electrical circuits. When these circuits get fuzzy, when the signals get weak, your muscles receive garbled commands. Imagine trying to use a megaphone with dying batteries. The message is there, but it comes out as a whisper. Your legs hear the whisper and respond, with hesitation, with shakiness, with weakness. But here's where it gets exciting. Recent studies have identified 4 specific biological pathways that, when activated properly, can restore leg strength faster than anyone thought possible. We're talking about measurable improvements in as little as 12 to 24 hours. The first pathway involves a powerful amino acid called leucine that acts like a master switch for muscle growth. The second pathway uses a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine that commands your muscles to fire with precision. The third pathway leverages nitric oxide to flood your muscles with oxygen-rich blood. The fourth pathway deploys anti-inflammatory compounds that clear the cellular debris blocking your recovery. But here's the shocking part that most doctors don't understand about these pathways. Let's start with leucine, the master switch that can literally command your muscles to grow stronger overnight. Leucine is one of 20 amino acids that make up protein. But it's not just any amino acid. It's the biological trigger that activates something called the mechanistic target of rapamycin pathway, or mTOR for short. Think of mTOR as the foreman of a construction crew. When leucine shows up at the job site, mTOR starts barking orders to build new muscle protein. Here's the problem. As we age, our muscles develop what scientists call anabolic resistance. This means the normal amount of leucine that used to trigger muscle growth no longer works. It's like the foreman has gotten hard of hearing. You need to shout louder to get his attention. Studies show that seniors need nearly double the amount of leucine compared to younger adults to activate the same muscle-building response. The big breakthrough discovery is that you don't need to consume massive amounts of protein to get enough leucine. You just need to know which foods deliver leucine in the most bioavailable form. Whole eggs contain leucine in a nearly perfect ratio with other amino acids. Whey protein isolate delivers leucine so rapidly that it can trigger mTOR activation within 30 minutes. Grass-fed beef provides leucine along with creatine and carnosine, compounds that enhance muscle performance. But timing is everything. Consuming leucine-rich foods first thing in the morning sends a powerful signal to your muscles that it's time to wake up and get stronger. Your muscles are most responsive to leucine after an overnight fast because your cellular energy stores are depleted and your growth factors are primed for activation. Here's the exact protocol. Within 1 hour of waking, consume between 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein that delivers at least 2.5 grams of leucine. This could be 3 whole eggs plus 1 egg white, or 1 scoop of whey protein isolate, or 4 ounces of lean beef. The key is getting this leucine load into your system before your muscles slip back into their dormant state. The second pathway involves acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that determines how powerfully your brain can command your muscles. Think of acetylcholine as the electrical current that flows through the wires connecting your brain to your legs. When acetylcholine levels are optimal, the signal is clear and strong. Your muscles respond instantly and powerfully. When acetylcholine is depleted, the signal becomes weak and fuzzy. Your muscles hesitate, they shake, they fail to engage properly. Acetylcholine production depends entirely on a nutrient called choline. Your body can make small amounts of choline, but not nearly enough to maintain strong neuromuscular function as you age. You must get choline from food, and the richest source happens to be egg yolks. 1 large egg yolk contains over 140 milligrams of choline in a form that your brain can use immediately. Studies have shown that seniors who consume adequate choline experience significant improvements in muscle coordination and strength within hours. The choline gets converted to acetylcholine in specialized cells called motor neurons. These motor neurons then release acetylcholine at the junction between nerve and muscle, creating powerful contractions. But here's the critical detail most people miss. Choline absorption is enhanced when consumed with fat and impaired when consumed with high amounts of fiber. This is why whole eggs are superior to egg whites for neuromuscular function. The fat in the yolk helps transport the choline across cell membranes. This is also why plant-based sources of choline, while beneficial, don't provide the same rapid neuromuscular improvements as eggs. For those who cannot consume eggs due to allergies or dietary restrictions, the best alternatives are sunflower lecithin, which provides phosphatidylcholine, and nutritional yeast, which contains both choline and B vitamins that support acetylcholine synthesis. However, these alternatives require larger quantities and more consistent consumption to achieve the same effects as eggs. The timing secret that amplifies acetylcholine's power will surprise you. The third pathway centers on nitric oxide, the molecule that determines how much oxygen and nutrients reach your muscle cells. Imagine your circulatory system as a network of garden hoses. When nitric oxide levels are high, these hoses expand and deliver a powerful flow of oxygenated blood to your muscles. When nitric oxide is low, the hoses constrict and your muscles struggle with poor circulation. Nitric oxide is produced by cells lining your blood vessels called endothelial cells. These cells convert an amino acid called arginine into nitric oxide through a complex enzymatic process. However, this process becomes less efficient with age due to oxidative stress and inflammation. Your endothelial cells start producing less nitric oxide just when your muscles need it most. The solution lies in a humble root vegetable that most people overlook. Beets contain naturally occurring nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide through a completely different pathway. This pathway bypasses the aging endothelial cells and provides a direct route to nitric oxide production. Studies have shown that consuming beetroot juice can increase nitric oxide levels by over 40% within 2 hours. But here's where the science gets really exciting. When seniors consume beetroot juice before any kind of physical activity, even just walking around the house, their leg muscles receive dramatically more oxygen and nutrients. One study found that seniors who drank 8 ounces of beetroot juice showed a 25% increase in leg power within 2.5 hours. The optimal protocol involves consuming fresh beetroot juice or whole cooked beets approximately 90 minutes before you plan to be active. This timing allows the nitrates to be converted to nitric oxide and reach peak concentration in your bloodstream. The effects last for approximately 4 to 6 hours, during which your muscles operate with enhanced oxygen delivery and waste removal. For maximum benefit, combine beetroot consumption with light physical activity. This doesn't mean intense exercise. Simply walking around your home, doing gentle stretches, or performing basic household tasks during the nitric oxide peak creates a synergistic effect. Your muscles receive more oxygen precisely when they're being asked to work, leading to improved performance and faster recovery. But the fourth pathway might be the most important of all, and it's hiding in plain sight. The fourth pathway addresses the silent destroyer that's sabotaging your leg strength every single day. Chronic inflammation acts like rust corroding the machinery of your muscles. This isn't the obvious inflammation you feel when you have a fever or a swollen joint. This is low-grade, systemic inflammation that operates below your conscious awareness, while systematically dismantling your muscle function. Inflammatory molecules called cytokines circulate through your bloodstream, attaching to muscle cells and blocking the signals needed for growth and repair. These cytokines essentially hijack your muscle's communication system, telling your body to break down muscle tissue instead of building it up. Studies have shown that seniors with elevated inflammatory markers lose muscle mass 3 times faster than those with low inflammation levels. The breakthrough research reveals that specific compounds found in dark leafy greens can neutralize these inflammatory cytokines within hours of consumption. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and arugula contain powerful polyphenols and chlorophyll, compounds that act like cellular firefighters, rushing to extinguish inflammation before it can damage your muscles. But here's the critical discovery that changes everything. These anti-inflammatory compounds work best when consumed with healthy fats. The polyphenols in leafy greens are fat-soluble, meaning they need fat molecules to transport them across cell membranes. When you combine dark leafy greens with sources of healthy fat, like olive oil, avocado, or nuts, you create a potent anti-inflammatory cocktail that can reduce muscle-damaging inflammation by up to 60% within 3 hours. The most effective protocol involves consuming at least 2 cups of raw, dark leafy greens or 1 cup of cooked greens with 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil as part of your first meal. This timing is crucial because it allows the anti-inflammatory compounds to circulate through your system before inflammatory stress accumulates throughout the day. Research has identified specific compounds in these greens that directly benefit muscle function. Quercetin, found abundantly in kale, reduces inflammatory markers while improving mitochondrial function in muscle cells. Lutein and zeaxanthin, concentrated in spinach, protect muscle cells from oxidative damage while enhancing cellular energy production. Chlorophyll, the green pigment in all leafy vegetables, alkalizes your system and creates an environment where muscle-building processes thrive. But combining all 4 pathways isn't enough. The fifth and perhaps most crucial element is meal timing. Your muscles operate on circadian rhythms, internal clocks that determine when they're most responsive to growth signals. Disrupting these rhythms through poor meal timing can sabotage even the best nutrition plan. Scientists have discovered That muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body builds new muscle tissue, follows predictable daily patterns. Your muscles are most responsive to protein in the morning after an overnight fast, moderately responsive in the afternoon, and least responsive in the evening. Yet most seniors consume the majority of their protein at dinner, precisely when their muscles are least able to use it effectively. This phenomenon, called anabolic resistance, becomes more pronounced with age. Young muscles can efficiently use protein consumed at any time of day. Aging muscles become increasingly picky about when they'll respond to protein signals. Consuming 30 grams of protein at dinner might stimulate only minimal muscle protein synthesis, while the same 30 grams consumed at breakfast could trigger robust muscle building. The solution involves redistributing your protein intake to align with your muscles' natural rhythms. Instead of consuming 60 grams of protein at dinner and 10 grams each at breakfast and lunch, you should consume 30 grams at breakfast, 25 grams at lunch, and 20 grams at dinner. This even distribution maintains elevated amino acid levels throughout the day, keeping your muscle-building machinery constantly engaged. But there's an even more powerful timing strategy that can amplify these effects. Consuming your leucine-rich, choline-containing, anti-inflammatory breakfast within 1 hour of waking creates what researchers call an anabolic window. During this window, your muscles are primed for growth, your inflammatory defenses are strongest, and your neural pathways are most responsive to strengthening signals. The beetroot component should be consumed 90 minutes before any planned physical activity, which for most people means mid-morning or early afternoon. This creates a secondary boost of nitric oxide that enhances the morning anabolic response. The combination of morning muscle-building nutrition followed by enhanced blood flow creates a 1-2 punch that your leg muscles can't ignore. Here's the complete 12-hour powerful legs protocol that combines all 5 pathways into one simple daily routine. Upon waking, within 30 minutes, consume 3 whole eggs cooked in 1 tablespoon of olive oil with 2 cups of fresh spinach. This provides optimal leucine for muscle protein synthesis, choline for neuromuscular function, and anti-inflammatory compounds for cellular protection. 2 hours after breakfast, consume 8 ounces of fresh beetroot juice or eat 1 medium cooked beet. 30 minutes after consuming the beetroot, engage in light physical activity for 15 to 20 minutes. This could be walking around your home, gentle stretching, or basic household tasks. The key is moving your body while nitric oxide levels are peaking. For lunch, consume 25 grams of high-quality protein, such as 4 ounces of wild-caught fish, organic chicken, or plant-based alternatives like hemp seeds or quinoa. Include more dark leafy greens and healthy fats to maintain anti-inflammatory protection throughout the afternoon. For dinner, limit protein to 20 grams and focus on complex carbohydrates and vegetables. This prevents protein from interfering with growth hormone release during sleep while providing nutrients needed for overnight muscle repair and recovery. The transformation begins within 12 hours. Your muscle cells start responding to the leucine signal, increasing protein synthesis rates. Acetylcholine levels rise, improving neural communication with your leg muscles. Nitric oxide enhances circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to muscle tissue. Anti-inflammatory compounds begin neutralizing the cytokines that have been sabotaging your strength. Within 24 hours, you'll notice improved stability when standing from chairs. Your legs will feel more solid, more responsive, more like they remember their purpose. Within 72 hours, the improvements become undeniable. You'll walk with more confidence, climb stairs with less effort, and feel a return of the strength you thought was gone forever. But this is just the beginning of what's possible when you understand how your body really works. The science behind rapid muscle restoration reveals something profound about human potential. Your body possesses an incredible capacity for renewal and regeneration that doesn't diminish with age when you provide the right conditions. Every cell in your muscles is capable of responding to proper nutrition, optimal timing, and strategic activation regardless of how many birthdays you've celebrated. This protocol works because It addresses the root causes of muscle decline rather than just the symptoms. Instead of accepting weakness as inevitable, you're providing your muscles with exactly what they need to remember their strength. Instead of fighting against your biology, you're working with natural processes that have been waiting for the right signals. The implications extend far beyond just having stronger legs. When your muscles are properly nourished and functioning optimally, your entire body benefits. Better circulation improves heart health. Enhanced neural function sharpens mental clarity. Reduced inflammation supports immune function. Improved meal timing stabilizes blood sugar and energy levels. Most importantly, strong legs represent independence, confidence, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. They represent the difference between thriving and merely surviving. They represent the choice to remain an active participant in your own life rather than a passive observer. The research is clear, the protocol is simple, and the results are measurable. Your legs are waiting for you to give them what they need. The only question is whether you'll take action tonight or continue accepting a limitation that doesn't have to exist. If this information has opened your eyes to what's truly possible for your health and vitality, if you're ready to prove that age is just a number when you understand the science of muscle restoration, I want to ask you to consider leaving a super thanks. Your financial help allows this channel to dive deeper into groundbreaking research, to bring you more incredible discoveries about health and longevity, and to challenge the conventional wisdom that keeps too many seniors trapped in unnecessary limitation. Super thanks and financial support help this channel reach further, investigate more thoroughly, and share life-changing information with seniors who desperately need to know that weakness isn't their destiny. Every contribution makes it possible to continue revealing the science that can transform lives and restore hope. Your legs have been waiting patiently for this information. Tonight, they can finally begin remembering what it means to be powerful again.